Real life examples. Justifying the cost of repairs. Now, this concept is going to help you when we're discussing an accident. There's a few different scenarios. Maybe a customer was just involved in an accident, so you want to educate them on the process and how crucial it is to have insurance simply because the cost of repairs is extremely high. Or when you're emphasizing on leaving with insurance to eliminate having to pay money out of pocket. Or just simply when you're educating the client on the cost of repairs. Now, there's a couple concepts that I want you to, or a couple factors that I want you to keep in mind. Now, number one, the process that the insurance companies take to approve the claim. Number two, the process that the body shop takes to actually fix the vehicle. Number three, the purpose or the philosophy of the body shop and how they operate and how they take advantage of insurance companies. And number three, the actual labor, the cost of repair, the cost of the parts, which is extremely higher than most likely what they imagine. So, number one, an insurance company is simply going to review the claim, review the accident, and if their client was at fault, they're going to cover the claim. As long as the claim or whatever the damages are reported, as long as they're within the limits that they have, the insurance company is going to cover the claim. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I have basic liability 15, 30, and 5, and I hit a vehicle and I make damages of $2,000. They'll submit the report to the claim adjuster. The adjuster is going to review the limits and the accident, and since the accident cost $2,000 worth of damages and my limits are $5,000, then they're going to approve those $2,000. So simply the insurance company is going to evaluate the accident. They have their own inspectors. They have a claim adjuster to evaluate. But if they determine that they're going to pay off the claim, then all they're going to do is approve it. Now, the body shop. Now, the body shop, their whole goal is to make money. Now, their goal is to fix the vehicle, but also to make money. So whenever they receive a claim, sometimes they're going to exaggerate a little bit more because they're going to try to get as much money as possible from the actual insurance company. So it's not so much about you. It's a concept that the body shop follows this philosophy. They follow this system. They operate a different way, and their whole goal is to maximize on every single accident. So for instance, if there's an accident that maybe would normally cost $500 to fix, maybe this body shop is going to increase their hours, their labor costs, the parts, the material, and it's going to come up to $2,000, an additional $1,500. So it's important for you to educate the client that it's not so much about the accident or the damages or how small, how big the damages were. It's the fact that as soon as a body shop gets a hold of this accident, they're going to try to maximize on the accident. Now, you're going to emphasize on the fact that the body shop is not connected to the insurance company. At least not all the insurance companies work within the same network. But even if they work within the same network, the body shop is a different business. They're not partners with the insurance company. So the body shop, their goal is to, once again, make money off of every accident, off of every repair, off of every vehicle that they fix. Their goal is to make more money. So once again, if they have a vehicle that they're fixing, they may exaggerate on the cost to repair the vehicle simply because they're trying to make more money. So if you're educating a client that maybe just hit a vehicle, you're going to tell them, look, for you it may just be a couple scratches, but it's going to cost you $1,000. Why? Because the bumper, maybe the paint, maybe the labor, whatever it is, there's going to be a list of factors that are going to influence the total cost. So therefore, leaving with insurance is very important, or having the right coverages is very important. Now, the following concept is the whole concept that parts are very expensive. Now, body shops do not use aftermarket parts. Now, aftermarket parts are just parts that other companies make. They call them aftermarket parts, just simply because they're not coming from the actual factory, from the actual dealership. So those parts become aftermarket. Now, there's a big difference. Maybe an aftermarket part could possibly cost you $100, and a part from the dealership, from the factory, is going to cost you $500. Now, a concept that I want you to keep in mind is that body shops don't use aftermarket parts. They actually purchase all the parts from the dealership, from the actual company, from factory made. So therefore, the cost for a bumper may not be $100. It may be $400 or $500 depending on the year, make, and model of the vehicle. So when we talk about parts, you have to educate the client that parts could be extremely expensive. Maybe just a headlight could be $700, $800. For them, it may be a scratch, but the body shop is going to replace the whole part simply because they're able to generate more money off of replacing a part instead of buffing out a scratch or just simply fixing that scratch that they're honestly not going to be able to justify $1,000 for that scratch. But if they switch a whole part, they switch a door, they switch a bumper, then they're putting labor costs and the time that it's taking for them to fix it, the paint, and everything else that's within the process of fixing the issue. So therefore, when we talk about parts are very expensive simply because you have to purchase them from the dealership. Also, labor costs, depending on the type of accident, paint, material, all of these factors have to be calculated. So when you have a small accident and you seem to think that it's going to cost $200-$300, triple that or multiply that times 10, because most likely a body shop is going to add a lot more details to fixing the vehicle, a lot more factors, a different process, and that process is going to cost a lot. So when you're educating a customer on the labor cost or the cost to repair any type of damage, emphasize on the fact that insurance companies are just going to approve or deny, approve or reject. The body shop is the one that's going to try to maximize on charging more to fix those damages simply because that's how they make money, that's how they profit. And they're not in the business of helping the insurance companies, they're in the business of making more money. Also, they're not in the business of helping you as a client, they're in the business of making more money. Now, also keep in mind that the parts can be extremely expensive. So being involved in an accident can lead to a lot of financial difficulties. So use this concept, educate the client, let them know the difference between their assumption as far as the accident and the cost that it would take to fix, and obviously the way a body shop would operate and the process that they take to fix that vehicle.